Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So in this one we've got something that's I guess a bit exciting for me anyway, maybe not you guys quite as much, but we are doing some upgrades to the studio. So we've got these, which are these kind of GIK acoustic panels, and it's their custom canvas print ones for them. Now, some of you may have noticed that the audio has gone a little bit, I guess, kind of wacky since we've moved things around. So originally we had the desk that was facing out that way, and I had a lot of these sort of foam absorbers on the wall on the kind of opposite where the camera was. Had these ones as well behind me, so it helped to neutralize some of the bass and the sound and everything else, and it did a pretty decent job. Now we've moved the studio around and we're still doing some upgrades for it, so we don't have quite as much acoustic treatment in this room, which is why sometimes the audio doesn't sound quite as, I guess, consistent, or it gets a little bit boomy in places, and our aim is to fix that. Problem is, we want to be able to use a lot of the space, so we've got this sort of angular corner desk where we'll be able to do multiple shots. So we have this one which we're using quite a lot, there'll be one that'll be facing back this way, and then one that'll be facing out lengthways into the room, and we're going to have a sofa and a TV and, like, I guess, a lounge area. So for unboxing videos, for example, when we're doing things like consoles or gaming, we're going to be able to use that area. But the problem is we need to have quite a bit of acoustic treatment in here because, well, see, there's a lot of echo and stuff like that. Now, one thing that we could have done is obviously use all these foam panels, and we still have quite a lot of those left over, but problem is they're not as good as something like the more expensive treatment. And the problem with the more expensive treatment is it gets relatively costly as you start to roll it out for the whole room, and it can also look pretty ugly. This room is shared with my wife as our sort of home office, so I need to keep it looking at least vaguely nice, because otherwise, you know, she'll probably just kick me out, which, yeah, I want to avoid that. So we decided to go for something a little bit different. Now, I heard of this company called GIK Acoustics, and actually UK based, down the road from us, so you know what? Felt like what a better opportunity to test these things out. So we have paid full price for these. This isn't a review, this isn't a sponsored video or anything like that, although if there is any companies out there who would love to do a sponsored video, then yeah, we are all open to that if we can get this room fully treated. Now, the great thing about GIK Acoustics is they have a really good reputation for, obviously, sound treatment, but they also do things that look pretty good, so they wouldn't look too out of place around the home, and that is ultimately where the studio is. And we figured we'd go for something different. Now, the three panels that I have in here aren't gonna fix all of the acoustic issues, it's just a start, but I decided to go for some like custom canvas prints, which will go along this wall just here. So as we get different angles, we'll have three of these, and they'll just help with some of the sound absorption and stop some of that echo. And then in the future, we'll be going for the far end of the room to treat that, to stop some of the echo and the bass that's kind of bouncing around over there. And fingers crossed, that will really start to fix any audio issues that you're seeing. So today, we're going to unbox these, see what the quality is like, and then later on, I'm going to pop them up onto the studio wall and just kind of see what they're like. Now these are, if memory serves, they're 100mm thick, so you know, they're pretty thick bad boys really. And when I was looking at them originally and kind of designing the print and stuff, I was just worried about how deep it would be, but obviously I've got these shelves here, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Now in here, we have sort of like, let's move this over a bit because it's a hefty box. So we have like the booklet, thank you for your purchase, got some like mounting screws and everything as well. But I am just intrigued to see what these are like. So, already, you can tell that this isn't going to be your custom canvas print, or your normal canvas print. Look how thick that is already. So oh, I almost, push them off the desk there, which wouldn't go down too well. Righty, pop this open. So, hopefully we'll get the Bold and Gamers one first. But knowing my luck, when it comes to unboxing things, that's probably not going to be the case. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. So that is a big, thick boy. So the first one is my Chrysalis Blooms one, which is going to go up on the wall here. So all of these, so I've got three of them in total, and the two of them are book covers by famous author Sean Dowdle. You're looking at him right now. And one of them is going to be the Bold and Gamers logo as well. Just figured it's going to be a creator studio and celebrating things in here that we've created. Makes sense to put these on there. Now these, I mean, that feels real solid. And one of the really nice things about the way they do the canvas prints is they do this sort of like mirrored effect on the sides. So normally whenever I do any kind of canvas prints, I always get it wrong, and you kind of put it on there, then you lose loads of the image on the tops and the sides. But with GIK Acoustics, as you can see there, like the monster's head kind of goes onto the side and it's reflected there. And that way, you just have to worry about what you're putting on the front. The sides, they'll take care of the rest. You don't get any sort of errors there. That is pretty damned thick and relatively heavy as well, so mounting that is going to be interesting. Right, so I'll pop that one aside for now. See if we can find the Balding Gamers one. Ooh. It's all well packaged. There's a lot of bubble wrap in there. It's always a good thing. You don't want these arriving broken. So the benefit of something like this versus the foam is obviously straight away, without kind of going into the scientifics of it, because yeah, that's definitely not my forte, you can see how thin those are. So they go on the wall, they help to deflect some of the sound, they absorb a little bit. But with these, the thickness, you know, I'd say that's probably about 4 times as thick. And foam is just one of the worst things to use. It just doesn't do that great of a job. But these things are filled with a much better material, which is going to be much better for stopping the sound getting through it and just, you know, fixing some of those issues. So next one, another book cover. So of course I'm going to pick up the last one, which is Balding Gamers, but let's pop that aside. Oh. Last, but of course not least, let's put that down. Ooh. Should be the Balding Gamers one. Oh. Oh, there it is. Balding Gamers. So that is going to go up sort of just over the desk here. So like I said, it's all about slowly treating this room to help fix some of those sound issues where we've got a lot of echo. And these will go part of the way there, and it'll help us to have different angles. So for this sort of shot, these probably will make relatively little difference. They'll help a little bit, but they're not going to make the biggest difference. These are going to come into handy when we are using that end of the room or we're talking in this direction. It means our voices aren't bouncing back off just these kind of bare walls, which is obviously causing a bit of an issue. Like I said, these are really well made. I mean, very solid. You can feel how heavy they are as well, and they are very, very, very thick. I mean, look at that. That is an absolute beast. We'll get these mounted on the wall, and I guess we'll see what sort of a difference this makes. So it's just the first step. GIK do a lot of other stuff as well, so in the future we'll probably be doing that end of the room as well, so that way it's all treated and stops any of my voice kind of bouncing back and forth and everything else like that. But I've got to say, I'm really impressed with the quality of these. They look good. Like, I really enjoy the fact that you don't have to worry about the printing of it. It still looks good on the side. You just put your image on the front. They mirror the sides there. So all in all, really good. Feel good, look good. I guess we shall soon find out how easy they are to pop on a wall, and we'll see what the quality is like as well in terms of sound absorption. So let's pop them on the wall and then I'll be back. So it is the next day and they are up on the wall. So as you can see, we've got one just here. Managed to get them mounted across, so it is basically, you've got your Balding Games one just above the desk, and then the book cover one's kind of across to the other side of it as well. So that way we have this one ready in shop every so often. And so far it seems to have made a pretty decent difference. I can definitely hear that there's not as much echo in the room, and these just are complementing everything else that we've got in there. As we said at the beginning of the video, obviously these aren't going to fix all the sound issues that we currently have in this room. They are in the wrong place, so they will help a little bit with some of the absorption and echo, but for the most part we need to fix that end of the room, which is going to be our next project. If these things aren't any good, then we're potentially looking at expanding and getting some more of those, but just as we expand the studio and kind of figure out the different layout and places that we're going to be shooting and stuff like that, we'll figure out where that acoustic treatment is going to go throughout the room. Now let us know in the comments, have you heard any sound difference in this half of the video versus the first part of the video, or is it pretty much exactly the same and it's just a placebo effect in my head? Because you know what, these things cost like 200 quid for all 3 of them, and you kind of want your money to at least be worth a little bit of something. If anything, at least they're decorative and they add a little bit of flavour to the room, so that's one expensive bonus, I guess. And also as well, let us know in the comments, have you used GIK before? Let us know what your thoughts of them are, what sort of products you've used from them as well, and how they've improved your studio setup. Now when it comes to sound treatment and all of that, we are going to absolutely admit that we are not experts. We just tend to look on YouTube and self-help guides and everything else online, like a lot of people will do out there. So if you have any hints or tips for us, then by all means fire them our way, and we will be absolutely happy to take those on board just to see what sort of changes we can make to this room to fix some of the echo and the the weird bassy issues that we occasionally have. So that is just our unboxing and initial impressions. Like I said, they are really thick, they feel very well made, extremely high quality, and so far, as I say, it might be a placebo effect, but I definitely feel as though I can hear a difference in this room at the moment. So they seem to be doing a decent job. But like I said, it could just be my brain trying to justify the amount we spent on them, so who knows? I guess I'll find out when I start editing this video. As always, we hope you've enjoyed that video, and if you have, hit that like and subscribe button because it just helps the channel to grow. If you've got any questions about these, then by all means throw them down below as well. And if you'd like us to look at any other products from GIK, then again, throw that down in the comments and we will have a look. In the meantime, stay safe, and we'll be back in the future with some more awesome content. Bye!